there anything else you want to add, or are you good?
I have nothing else to add, man. I literally.
We know you
tried
don't.
to fuck
That's
and
it.
look
Cut 'em.
Everything.
Edit this out. Yeah. We don't. Okay, good.
David Raby, everybody. David Raby, everybody. This guy.
Leave that because it's funny.
God damn you. Anyway.
Hey, how's it going, movie lovers? Welcome back to another episode of Not Your Everyday Critics. I'm your host, George Lugo.
And I'm Manny Rivera.
And if you haven't seen the show before, what we do is rate, review, and critique movies of all budgets, genres, and types.
And with so many movies out there, we're doing our best to give you our best critiques and, give you some information about what there is out there and what you may not know. So, spoiler ahead of time.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, exactly.
The movie we're going to be critiquing today is Hellraiser, 2022 Hellraiser, just released on Hulu.
On Hulu, yeah.
Super excited for this.
I didn't realize how many Hellraisers there were.
There's a fuck ton, and we're going to get into that. But before we do that, I'd like to introduce our guest and our bartender today.
Hi.
Our David
Daniel
Raby.
And David Raby.
Yeah.
Sorry.
How's it going?
Making a mess.
And I'm just busy watching to make that mess. So I'm just like, oh.
I'm not helping it at all.
We got
It's scary today.
David's our bartender, and Daniel used to be a real bartender.
Yeah.
So he's like watching him like,
I'm not saying nothing. I'm just watching.
What are you doing?
Everybody's got their own flavor, you know?
not gonna lie, these look fucking incredible.
Thank you.
I was so excited to see these.
These are an original invention. I didn't get these off the internet at all. Just joking, I did. The martini shot on YouTube. The guy named Brandon Johnston, if I'm not mistaken.
Shout out to Brandon Johnson.
Yeah, we're going to see how well it is, but thank you for the recipe.
We'll link his channel in the description. Thank you for putting this out there. You know,
Yeah, I already
go
subscribed, so
go check out his show.
do us a favor too, huh?
So this Hellraiser is, I guess it's technically a remake or like a reboot, a reimagining of Hellraiser. But it's a little bit closer to the novella, The Hellbound Heart, more so than it is the actual first movie.
Like, for me, growing up, I knew of Hellraiser, watched it loosely when it was on, like, the Sci-Fi channel, so it's, like, filtered, right? It's censored a bit, right?
Yeah.
A lot.
Sure, right, exactly. You know, that's my connection with Hellraiser. Like Manny said, there's a bunch in the series, and, like, I never caught up with all of it.
Yeah, I was never really into Hellraiser growing up. I didn't watch it until I was like 25. So I was like, I got into it way late, and then I was like, it's good.
It's a little dated,
But it was
though.
dated.
It's a little dated, and you know
was
what?
dated.
To me, I took it as like the original like Saw. It's gore porn. You know, just
Yes.
like how do we kill these people and mutilate their body?
Yeah.
Like every series, it was just more how do we mutilate. You
Well,
know?
that's
that's how I interpreted it.
for sure.
However,
sure.
going into this new movie, this reboot,
Yeah.
you know, it was a nice little fresh take. You know, it's not a home run necessarily, but it was fun.
Yeah,
it was a
it's
fun
very-
ride.
I think it was a very fun reimagining of like a world that already existed, you know, and that's great. You know, the characters were really fresh. You know, you had the broken.
Oh man, they were terrifying.
Yeah, you had the.
They were spooky
You had,
fucking
well, I'm
looking.
not talking about the Cenobites. I'm talking about the actual characters.
Oh well, the character.
So we got
we got
Odessa's character who is
Riley.
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 She's like a recovering addict. You know,
How?
well, everything. So she's a
Oh, yeah.
substance abuser. Like
Yeah, because
Yeah.
She's a good time girl.
she's a good time girl. But I like that spin on it, you know, and she gets basically tricked by her boyfriend at the time, whose name was Trevor.
Fucking spoiler alert, dude.
We already did the spoiler alert.
Oh, yeah.
In the very beginning. Yeah, and that's actually another nod to one of the movies. There's a character, I think it's in Hellraiser 3, who was Trevor. Like there's another character who was like the main character who tricks.
and they both met like at freaking rehab and everything.
Yeah. So it was like a nod to that. It's just there's a couple Easter eggs in there. Yeah, he basically tricks her into opening the lament configuration. That's pretty cool.
It's been a long time since I've seen like Hellraiser. Like I try to rewatch the other one. I don't remember the puzzle box too much or anything like that. I don't even know. Well, I know there's a lore about the puzzle box. I'm just not like.
There's a lot of lore. There's a lot of lore behind
There's
it.
a lot of lore behind
There's
it.
a shit ton of lore behind
Trying
it.
to look some of that stuff up. And I was
All right,
like,
gents,
I couldn't
drinks are
figure
done.
that out.
Garnish for you.
No.
No garnish.
I miscalculated. I couldn't fit the other fucking large ass strawberry in the thing.
All right,
Cheers,
boys.
Cheers, boys.
Yeah.
Clink,
Cheers.
clink.
Cheers.
Clink.
David, tell us about this drink, bro.
This is a drink called the Hellraiser that was created by a guy named Brandon Johnson, if I'm not mistaken.
We already
Johnson.
talked about him.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he made this drink up, and we're going to see how well it is. So
It's supposed to be like pleasure and pain. That's why there's the hot sauce in it.
No, fuck. Yeah.
I
I
put in
requested no hot sauce in mine because he's fucking around with a bomb. All right. Cheers, boys.
Does it hurt?
No,
Good.
that's a lot of gin.
What's
Not bad.
I'm not gonna lie, it's a spicy,
I like
but
it.
I like it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it has a little bit of spice to it. It's
Yeah.
not. It's not like terrible or
Yeah.
anything like that.
it's good.
It's just. does
So I
have a
wonder.
lot of
I
gin.
wonder if like if we change the gin up, if that would make a difference.
I think it would because he has Sapphire is the only gin I had on hand.
You should have told me.
couldn't-
I have aviation at home.
Yeah. Not a gin guy myself, so.
I'm not a gin guy, but there are some gin drinks that I really, really like because they're refreshing.
Strawberry.
I've
Anyways.
only, recently started fucking around with gin when I did the Prey drink. So
Yeah, that was a good one. Where were we? We were talking about the lore.
Yeah.
We're talking about the
puzzle
lore.
box.
So about the puzzle, the lament configuration.
Yeah.
So in the Hellraiser series, they dive back into like, I think it was like I'm sorry, I can't remember exactly. I think it's like the 1400s or the 1600s. And there's a French guy. He basically builds all the configurations, and there's a bunch. There's not just one. There's like hundreds.
boxes.
Look what
Yes.
I made.
Well,
Oh shit!
The lament
Varieties
configurations.
of-
So there's literally over 200, and he basically made them to like create a portal
To
you know,
hell.
To hell.
Oh,
And then after he saw one of the Cenobites, when the one came through and like killed like I believe it was his like girlfriend at the time, he decided to make an inverted lament configuration, and then he was killed by like Angelique's lover. Well, like I said, I mean, I only did enough research just to kind of to dive into the lore a little bit, because like I said, I only saw the first movie,
yeah.
part of the second one, and then the brand new one. So I missed out on all the lore.
Yeah, I missed out on like everything from Hellraiser 2 to until this newest
whatever
one.
it is.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. I think there was a TV series for a while.
There's a
too.
TV
There
series
was,
that's
yeah.
supposed to be coming out.
Yeah.
Was there,
supposed to.
Yeah, it's
I
supposed to
thought
be
it
coming
was
out
already.
to-
wasn't there
Okay.
one like in the 90s or something?
If there was, it didn't last long.
the
But I know that
I thought
there's
Sci-Fi Channel,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's what I thought too.
But-
Again, we could check, but
I mean,
fact check.
yeah, internet. What's that?
no, that's a waste of time.
Um,
But I know that there is one in the works.
right. And
So it's supposed to be coming out to HBO.
Oh,
So they're gonna
Clyde
throw in
Barker,
some
yeah,
fucking
Clyde
money
Barker's
on it.
gonna be doing like the story and the writing and stuff, and then
Michael Dougherty.
Michael Dougherty is gonna be
Well, I'm excited.
doing direction and
really?
whatnot. So
Love-
that's
love that
I'm
guy.
kind of
Love you,
excited.
Michael.
Yeah, we love Michael Dougherty on the show.
Yes, yes, we do.
So let's jump right back into the movie because we spun off a little bit.
Yeah, we did.
yeah,
We-
derailed
we
a
spun off a
bit.
little bit.
Yeah.
You know, when I was watching all the little configurations of the puzzle box change,
Right.
the entire time I'm thinking Transformers.
Michael
Bay.
sitting there like,
Yeah, exactly. And you know the final one when it becomes like that little like
Autobots,
diamond
roll
or the Leviathan configuration?
Roll out.
Isn't that the Allspark?
It's like an all-spark, right?
Wasn't that the Allspark?
That's fucking hilarious.
That's fucking.
I'm gonna
funny.
put a side by side of those.
Yeah.
Hold up.
There you
Wait a
go.
minute.
But yeah,
I didn't even think about that. That's actually fucking.
That's
cool.
fucking hilarious.
the whole time, you know, the puzzle box, I was watching it and hoping it was a real physical prop that could go through all those puzzles. But it's like, no, of course it can't. There's no way the engineering is.
It's
that
too
yeah.
too complex.
Yeah, that's
So
all.
I think for
that's
the-
Michael
I was
Bay
wishing
Transformer
too.
shit.
Yeah, for the
I was wishing
cube
too,
part,
yeah.
I think it can open up and that's it.
Yeah,
But
they
it
had
can't-
it can
physical.
move.
You know,
Yeah.
they had physical
Yeah.
manifestations of
Like
each
props.
setting.
Yeah.
but no, there's no
But
actual
it won't like
configuring and like
So the technology's not ready for us yet for us to put a blade inside a puzzle box. I really want
the
that.
blade was huge
I
too.
mean, you know, the blade's just a switchblade.
Came out and it
basically.
was
just
it
like
curved. It was like
It's
fucking
curved and
huge.
everything. I
This
like
blade
it.
is
Like a
really
hook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty gnarly.
It wasn't just a little pinprick that just like
It was a fucking,
you know,
like,
it
was a
oh,
blade.
that when
I'm
he's
gonna take your
pulling it
finger out.
Yeah,
I don't know
like-
what it is.
When it got the first guy,
Yeah.
it went right through his hand. I was like, oh shit.
I love it. Like I cringe so much because I think about it like happening to me, but I also love it at the same time when I see him like pulling something out and it's like like it was excruciating. Like for me, it was in The Way of the Gun
Oh, okay.
When he jumps in that fucking
Yeah.
old fountain with
Yeah.
broken beer bottles, and it's just a fucking gnarly piece of glass, and he's pulling it out. I was like, oh,
One of the things
yeah.
that tripped me out is when she was solving the puzzle, and then that little circle in the middle like opens up,
Right.
And she puts her finger.
What a
in there.
dumbass, right?
I'm like, oh, she's about to lose that fucking
Imagine
finger.
if that
like,
got in the hold of some
swear.
kid. He's like, I'm gonna put my dick inside.
and
it.
then
Like,
it just pops and everything goes up in it, like that little jump scare. Whatever.
Yeah.
That tripped me out. That was fucking.
I like that they didn't utilize a bunch of jump scares for this movie.
Yeah.
there was no
There
need.
was, I think there was like one or two, but I mean, it wasn't a lot. And that's great because I mean, horror movies they use that as like
It's a cheap gimmick.
it's so cheap.
Yeah.
It's like scare me through like eeriness,
Psychological
and
terror.
psychological shit.
Yeah.
No, I appreciated that they worked on each individual Cenobite makeup. And they took the time with the strobing and the lighting effects to like really milk the presence
Yes.
of each Cenobite walking up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like even just popping up, just standing there, and just popping up on on all of a
weird.
sudden.
Yeah.
And
I loved it.
Yeah.
I think I liked her skin gown. Fucking-
Yeah. So let's
the
that.
Asian one,
Yeah.
the Asian one with the little like the flap sticking out and
No.
No, she's talking about the
Pinhead.
priestess.
Yeah.
Pinhead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The whole like their outfit is literally their skin,
Yeah.
and Pinhead's outfit is almost an identical replica, but just of her skin, of like the '80s Pinhead.
I
Like
think
you
they
can
would've
notice the design, like cut into the chest.
Yeah.
And, like the
It was
Because the
toilet.
original Pinhead had like that.
It's all leather.
Yeah.
It's all leather and
That's
shit.
what I was like,
plastic
So I like that they
freaking
took like.
thing.
It was like flesh. They
I like that
really
they used the flesh.
like. How can we please Ed Gein with this movie?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, let's
Well,
make
because
it out
the
of flesh.
whole thing is they're supposed to be like artists with the flesh,
Right.
and they're supposed
Well,
to like
that's what Ed
appease
Gein was.
Leviathan. So
Yeah.
I really like that concept. And they had like a nice like almost like an angelic hue, like their skin.
There
you know?
was, yeah.
It was really cool.
I liked it. But
really
yeah,
cool.
definitely when she was walking by, because I was like kind of looking at her outfit. I'm like, okay, that's skin. What's that red part? I'm like, that's the flesh. Okay, that's the muscle tissue.
Yeah.
And then when she's walking past, I'm like, oh, it's a dangling skin skirt. That's cool.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that. That was really cool.
I could
Yeah.
use that skirt to be a little shorter, but
The whole makeup session that they did on them was just.
I can
super
only
awesome.
I
fucking
can
imagine.
only
Danny,
imagine
what
how
your
that was.
expert opinion. How long do you think that would have taken them?
Expert. I don't know about time, but I have a couple people that I used to work with at studios. That one of them named Super Ken FX on Instagram. He actually did the priest. He labeled it as priest, not even priestess. They just not non.
Well, that's
gender
the
specific.
that's the title is the priest.
Yeah, he says he worked on the priest and he worked on. I forgot what he called her, but it's the Asian one, the one with like
Oh
weird flap,
yeah.
the
skin flap and
She
the
was
thing
pretty hot,
sticking out
too.
of her
Dude.
throat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see her
little
without? Did
vagina
you see
neck?
her without the makeup and stuff
Ooh,
at the
yeah.
interviews?
Oh, very
She's
pretty.
So
Yeah?
pretty.
Very,
I would have
very
nailed her
pretty.
with
She's
the fucking
also
makeup on. Dude.
British.
Word?
Oh, is she?
Yeah, she has that accent. I was like,
Alright.
oh, hard as a rock right
Yeah,
now.
hello. Sign me up for this box. Where's it at?
Where's the box at?
Hell's
No,
that?
I liked how they had they like filleted her arm, like her head, and
Yeah.
then the skin was all the way to her shoulders. That's fucking cool.
Yeah.
as
Cool.
shit.
Yeah, I would imagine easily 6 hours minimum.
I know hers was I'm sure most of them were, but they were skin suits. Like hers was a skin suit.
Whose skin? Whose skin did they use?
It was like a suit because I remember her like getting like
It was
sitting
the
like
intern.
I saw like a
He
small
served his purpose.
yeah.
I saw like a small clip of like her like just messing around in between scenes. And
With the skin?
like it was, a suit. It was just it was pretty funny.
I
It was
gotta
just
watch that, dude.
Flopping everywhere.
I'll find it and then I'll put it in the description.
It was Christian Bale's skin. He's like, yeah, just put me on ice.
The makeup work was fucking crazy. It was spooky to me. Some of the other ones were like that one with the big old teeth and whatever.
Oh, the
Chatterer?
little chomper.
When he fucking bit the guy's arm in
Yeah.
that scene, that
It's
was
the-
fucking
the
crazy.
Chatterer.
Yeah, is that his name?
Yeah.
I was like the little bitey boy.
Yeah, dude. And then once she
I was like,
stabbed the
hot
fucking
chick,
thing,
the other hot chick, the bitey boy.
Bitey boy.
Yeah.
when
I just
she,
fucking-
when she stabbed one of the fucking Cenobites with the thing, and he just accepted his
I
fucking
liked
fate.
how she
Yeah.
fucking like.
Like,
I was
she
like, she broke
stabbed-
the code.
she
Wait a
s-
minute.
She stabbed him, and he just took steps back, and he just like, all
Like,
right,
he
He's like, I go to
accepted it.
super hell.
The pain.
Bye.
like he knew, like he was like fucked. And then Pinhead raises her arm and just fucking chains and everything. And that scene where he just
just
gets pulled
explodes.
apart and
Yes.
everything like that. That was
It's pretty
like,
brutal.
Oh, that's fucking crazy.
Pretty fucking brutal.
Fucking crazy.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that.
To my little pea brain knowledge of Hellraiser, they didn't really go back to the gore effect for most of the films, correct?
For most of what the old films,
The older, like the sequels and shit like that.
they were very gory. That's
really?
kind of
Yeah.
Like I said, it was kind of like
gore porn.
Oh.
yeah. For the 80s, it was just every time.
That's kind of what it was known for.
Immediately.
It was known for the gore, and it was known for the Cenobites, which is not exactly what Clyde Barker wanted.
Right.
He wanted the story to revolve around the people committing sins, and then the Cenobites would show up.
Oh,
But
okay.
people like the Cenobites so much, they kind of just went with it.
They're like, we like the sinning a lot more.
Well, they just like the torture.
Yeah.
You know,
The character.
Yeah, they like the characters.
The monsters.
Yeah.
And like that's the
monsters are inside us.
Cenobites' profession is that they make you feel like pain, the most
Pleasure
highest
and
type of
pain
that,
Well,
'cause that's
'cause-
their
At the same
art, right?
time.
That's what
Yeah,
they do.
the thing is they can't discern between pleasure and pain.
Yeah, and
It's
that's
become
what
it's
they
become
think it
one and the
is.
same, you know. But for humans, it's kind of like it's all pain.
I've had girlfriends like that. Too.
Plenty of relationships.
You want me to do what?
that way.
All right. I'm down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do like how in this Pinhead she takes the one right like.
Oh, I
on top
loved
of her
that.
head, and
Loved
it's
it.
super long, just like in
It was
the
like an
original.
acupuncture needle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then she just like and you can see how fucking huge this fucking thing is, and she just goes into that one girl's fucking neck and just
I liked how they showed the little like throat. I was like,
the
like
throat,
esophagus.
the throat
Yeah.
seeing or whatever, like with the esophagus and
Yeah.
everything, and her
Yeah.
voice just changes. And oh man,
I
was
loved
like,
it.
Oh goddamn, that was a crazy scene.
Yeah, definitely the effects and the gore and stuff like that. That was really got me.
It's a
Not
little.
aroused, but I was happy with it. Like, it's like, hold on.
Okay, Army Hammer.
Hey.
You're stuck there, buddy.
What the fuck?
You just
I'm just saying, man. I'm a little too loose.
hands above the
relaxed
table,
around.
David. Hands
Yeah,
above
bro.
the table.
Fine. Not playing with a knife.
No touching. Yeah.
Yeah.
I also
thought
I
that
liked
scene
when the Cenobites would show up. Like there's one scene that I fucking absolutely loved when they're in the van. Right?
Dude.
And then the layer opens up in the van and you just see it
there's
just
no escape.
she can't escape.
Yeah,
And then it
shit.
closes and then she's gone.
Yeah.
It's fucking awesome.
So okay, if that happened, that made me wonder what the fuck was that cage built around the house?
To keep the Cenobites out.
Yes, but couldn't they just fucking go inside?
If
Like-
so if they opened the puzzle inside
right.
and then like after they close the gate and then they open the puzzle inside, then yeah, they would have access to go directly in. But the puzzle was opened outside, and then they closed the gate up.
Ah, I see what you mean.
Yeah, and that cage was specifically designed
built to keep them out.
to keep them out.
Yeah.
By what was his name again?
Roland Voigt.
Yeah, Roland Voigt.
Roland Voigt.
Yes.
That guy, they fucked that guy up hard.
They
We'll get
fucking
to that.
tricked his
He
ass.
said,
Like,
"Don't
dumbass.
keep them out, keep them in." He wanted to trap them.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it works both ways.
Yeah,
They used it to keep them
Yeah,
out,
but
They used
he
it to keep
literally
them out.
said in the movie his intention was to keep them
to
in.
lock them in.
to lock
Yeah.
him up inside. Yeah,
Lock them up.
Lock them up. So I know Daniel wanted to talk about Roland Voigt's actual
Oh
His
god.
rig.
prop. So let's talk about
Oh,
his
God.
rig.
So
His little monkey thing.
everybody else catch it? Manny, did you catch it?
I'm not sure if I did.
He was explaining it to me last night, and I'm like, it did look odd now that I remember it. Because I remember
I
saying
didn't
to
catch
myself,
it
looked
at
odd.
first, and then he brought it up, and I was like,
It makes sense.
"Ooh, it's actually not very good."
Yeah. I was like,
It's like watching a magic trick and you know something's off,
I could see
and then someone tells you what it is
And then
that's
you're like,
off, and you're
"Yeah."
like, "Damn it! Now I see the trick."
And now it's ruined.
The guy with the wires.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you know, it go back and watch it if you get a chance.
Yeah.
But when they finally reveal, spoiler alert, 3, 2, 1, the main villain with his reward.
Yeah.
Technically,
Let's call it his reward. What
Yeah.
he chose when he won, or cracked the puzzle the first time around, right?
Mhm.
I wanted more sensation.
Yeah. What did he want? He wanted.
Pleasure.
He wanted
Sen-
power over people.
No.
No, he wanted
He
pleasure.
picked pleasure.
He
He
pleasure
picked
first.
sensation.
Yeah,
Sensation,
sensation.
right?
Sensation.
Yeah.
He chose pleasure
Yeah.
first.
And again, they can't differentiate pain and pleasure.
Like, we have
So,
something just for you.
Yeah, they're literally fucking with his nerve endings
Yeah.
in this
Contraption.
weird, engineering thingy that just kind
And
of grinds the gears.
I saw
and
like
such.
the nerve endings
Right.
in the gears.
Right, which is
A cool concept.
A+ concept.
Yeah.
But I'm really sorry because if I end up trying to get a job with you guys, I'm, probably fuck myself. But
He would
I
actually
didn't see
bring a
who the
better-
studio was. Holy shit! How the fuck did you let this pass?
Yeah.
Honestly, it was. If the rig is protruding, sorry, I'm
You're
gonna
good.
use
You're good.
this because it's a nice little square. If the rig is protruding out of the chest, fine. But he's also wearing a full-ass suit.
Yeah.
A full shirt, a tie, and a coat over that, right?
Yeah.
It's, the rig's there, but the contraption that's under his shirt, the real contraption, you can see the square block
Yeah.
outlined against his shirt, especially when he moves around.
Yeah.
And that's what pulled me away from the magic immediately.
Yeah.
It wasn't just something is in his chest. No, you can see the fake machine that they strapped to the guy's chest.
Yeah.
And not only the chest, the back as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was weird, like Quasimodo
Front
kind
and
of
back.
shit. Yeah.
It was already bad that, he's kind of limited with his
You can keep
mobility.
that. That's
but-
fine. No.
But yeah, absolutely.
No, that was
my
definitely-
gripe.
You know what? I
Immediately it pulled me out of the movie.
I
magic.
didn't notice it. Now I'm gonna go back and watch it again.
It is,
and I
just-
guarantee I'm gonna see it now.
But that's
and it's
definitely
just
the
not gonna fucking.
that's definitely one of the
Take it
shittiest
away,
parts,
like,
though.
yeah.
Is that
It's
yeah,
sad.
I mean,
sad
it's
to
that
see.
part?
it really is. If that's the money shot, that's the big reveal of the final villain, and like, oh, this is what's been going on the
They
whole
dropped the
time.
ball.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, clean it up a little bit.
Yeah.
All eyes are going to be on that spot because people are going to be putting it together like, wait, what? And they're going to be looking and like, don't mind me.
I find
Yeah.
it crazy that you see a scene of him like without his shirt, like gonna cut his nerve endings off for whatever reason.
That was really cool.
But then you have another scene where like he's wearing his shirt that obviously has the hole through it, and he's like running around with these people.
Yeah.
And then towards the end of it, he's got a suit jacket on now.
He
That still has
cut
the
a hole
hole in it.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
think about
everything.
that too.
He's
Motherfucker
I gotta
was
live
like,
with
all
this
right,
now
let me
and
just cut
a
this
hole."
out.
Yeah.
Shit.
And
Yeah,
my
I want to look good,
This
Yeah.
guy.
I'm in pain, but I also want to look good at the same time.
Do you remember that scene where he's talking to Pinhead after he caught him, and he's like, he adjusts himself
He's like,
really quickly in his suit. Dude,
He's
you
all-
have a hole through your fucking chest right now.
My
You gotta
favorite-
try to. Pinhead's not gonna give a shit.
My favorite
what
bit
your
is
shit's
when he
gonna be.
like gets granted the audience and he's like, I want this thing removed, and they remove it, and like his whole body comes back. And he's like, what do you want now? He's like, I want, power. They're like, we got something for you, and it's another hole in his chest. It comes
Right, the big old chain that fucking looks like it belongs on a fucking
It's like
ship
an
and
anchor
shit.
fucking
yeah,
just shoots
exactly.
right through him, dude. I was like,
Comes straight for his fucking chest again.
like right away, he's like, oh man, that felt so good.
My thing would have been, you already play this game and you know it's a rigged game.
Exactly.
Why the fuck would you go for door number 2?
and he fucking described. And he described the
Yeah.
fact that what it is that they do is that they offer just pain. He
Yeah,
he literally
he
said
knows.
that to each
Yeah.
one of them.
Yeah.
But he still fucking goes on to try
Well,
to get
because
something out of
he's
it.
obsessed with power.
He's a
Yeah,
fucking
he's
idiot.
obsessed with power. I mean,
Yeah. What he asked was for power over people, and they're like, we know exactly how to help you out.
So that's what I was confused about. What did they kind of make him in the end? It was a
Turned
weird-
into a
he turned
Cenobite.
into a Cenobite.
But
Like
he
an
all,
angel.
I think what he turned into was the new Chatterer, because they started peeling.
Oh.
They started peeling his face
They-
away.
right.
So they
Because
peeled
they lost the old Chatterer, so now I think
yeah,
he's
so
the
they
replacement.
Pulled his skin out, and then they with the fucking rods they had here,
Split
they
his
had
penis
tied,
out too.
and
So-
everything was fucking cut up.
Yeah,
He says earlier in the movie at one point where he's like, they're angels. They're giving gifts from above or,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
And I took it as his poetic justice at the end is when they had him all flayed out and such. They gave him that silhouette of an angel, like a
Yeah.
dark angel.
yeah,
Oh,
for
that's
sure,
right,
Yeah.
for
You know what
sure.
I'm saying? So that's why I kept on,
Like,
Yeah.
Thank you for calling us angels. By the way, here's a lot of pain, and we're gonna make you
Well, the
laugh.
thing is,
you know-
Pinhead talks about this in the other movies that they're angels to some and demons to other. Just depends on how you
a
feel.
good song.
You know,
It is a song.
yeah.
But yeah, this fucking movie it hits fucking hard with like so much torment and just pain and just fucking it was to me it had scary moments. It was fucking
Well,
crazy.
of course,
Yeah, of course you.
Crazy. I don't like that kind of stuff, but I really enjoyed this movie.
What really creeped me out because I was watching this at work. I was doing my overnight shift the other night, so it helped keep me awake. Thank you for that. And
He's at work and
yeah, I really was, dude, because there was like a bunch of noises and shit. I mean, like the Anaheim Convention Center is haunted, but not the area where I was working in. But still, it's just
Nice.
creepy. But when she first Riley fucks with a box at the park at night,
yeah.
and like that lady, she's like, "That blade!" I was like, ah! Like fucking freaked out. I wasn't expecting any. Like I was kind of waiting for something to happen, but it was just that real quick kind of. And then you see her in the distance, like in the fog and shit. I don't know, man. Maybe because I've been like drunk or high at parks at night and stuff. I was like, oh man, that could have been it. It could have been me.
I really enjoyed the actual actors themselves.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so we had like Odessa and we had Jamie Clayton. Like it was a great performance by basically everybody. You know,
Really?
I think so.
I'm going to argue against that. No, I thought
Whose performance did you not like?
Who's
both the main actress, Riley,
Mhm.
and the fucked up boyfriend.
Trevor?
Trevor.
Yeah.
Trevor.
But why?
Case in point, when she gives him the puzzle box, he's like, "Oh, you do it," and he's like, "No." He's like, "You believe me?" Like all that
Oh,
bullshit back and
yeah.
forth. It didn't seem believable.
Mm.
It's like, okay, and then we now retrospect, we find out he knew all along. It's like, dude, what the fuck are you doing then? Pick a lane, one or
Yeah.
the other. You know, he's been teetering from the very beginning when he brought her on board.
He's like, I want to fuck this girl, and then like feed her to the Cenobites or whatever.
I mean,
What he was doing.
Yeah.
Either way, I those two, I didn't buy it. Plus, homegirl the entire time running around for a gay dead brother. You know, like,
Nothing wrong with him being gay, but
Yeah, but
dead
just-
brother, yeah.
oh, I'm sorry,
was-
dead gay brother. Yeah, brother.
Either way.
Didn't mean the gay part to be the most predominant first thing to say. I'm sorry. Yeah,
The dead.
you're
the
right.
dead
That's
one.
not the most important part. He's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Anyways,
happens to be gay.
They had to include somebody.
Yeah.
Like,
I did like her performance though. It was seemed believable as like an addict, you know. Yeah, there were definitely some parts where it was like kind of played out and like they did a lot because they did a lot of like back and forth bullshit. I
Right.
get that. But I did overall like her performance as an addict, and then more towards the end when she's coming face to face with the Cenobites.
I thought the Cenobites did amazing. I thought they were really cool.
They
with
did.
Their,
they really
Yeah,
did.
we have no argument there, Manny.
yeah,
Thank you.
So, I know, but we're talking about their acting abilities and them playing as how they are. I think their acting abilities as their characters is great. One thing that I didn't like was the beginning of the movie. That one kid that they brought in to go into the next room to solve the
Guy
puzzle.
looked like Dane Cook,
yeah,
like circa 1999, like fucking.
I wasn't like
sex
into
worker.
Yeah.
I wasn't into his acting very much. It felt really forced.
Yeah.
That felt really forced.
well, yeah. I mean, I honestly, I thought I agree with you on that, and I really felt that tone was just consistent throughout.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Is this what you felt?
I'm can't really give the main two a pass. I guess it's not only the two actually. Come to think of it, yes, both gay characters, the couple, the
The
dead
boyfriend?
brother as well as the boyfriend. I found them super annoying.
But I mean, that's kind of the point, though.
Why
What,
they're annoying? Because they're
people are
gay.
annoying? Yeah.
No, not that the
What are you trying to say, George?
Yeah,
That's what I heard.
That's what I thought.
Whoa,
yeah.
did you hear that? I heard that.
But the whole point is the boyfriend, he keeps telling them, stop fucking with this. Don't go out there. Don't do this. But then no one listens. So
He's like
he's
the
being
nagging mom.
he's being he's
Yeah.
nagging them for sure, but like he's doing it for a reason. And if they all would have listened to them, none of this shit would have happened. So yeah, he's being annoying for sure, but he's doing it for like a reason. I mean, I would like to talk about Pinhead. Jamie Clayton. So Jamie Clayton is like, this is like her big role. I know a lot of people were saying like, oh, this show is like, or the movie's like super woke now because she's trans. She had a great performance.
She did.
I really enjoyed the female Pinhead.
That
Yeah.
voice of hers.
Well, I mean, it was all tuned,
It
well,
was.
some of it was
But it
tuned,
was-
yeah, but you can tell like her
Kind of.
yeah, you can
kind of hear her
it.
voice in it is like that.
You said trans, so she's a she. We can say she.
Yeah, she's
Okay.
a she. Yeah.
Just making sure.
I dug that they picked somebody who kind of like, because I guess in the novella, like the Cenobites are like genderless, so it kind of
sense.
makes sense,
Ambiguous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really did enjoy her performance. I know she said it was incredibly difficult. She had to do like a lot of therapy, kind of make it through the role.
Therapy through the fucking film.
It
Through the
just
film.
got paid. Relax.
She did get paid, but it was just like there was a lot of like stress because she had big shoes to fill. She had to fill the shoes of the previous Pinhead, Doug.
Doug.
It's Doug Bradley.
Doug
Bradley.
Stanhope.
Doug Bradley. Doug Stanhope.
Imagine him. I'm fucking Pinhead. you
I'm
fucker,
fucking
yeah.
Pinhead.
I don't know why I gave him a little.
Well, yeah,
Joey
it's-
Pesci thing, but
Yeah. She had to fill some pretty big shoes there. I mean, people love Doug Bradley, and he was in almost all of
Almost
the
all of them, yeah.
Hellraisers. He kind of bowed out when they started getting dumber and dumber.
I felt like,
You know?
okay, now that you say that now, and I understand that she, felt all that pressure and everything.
Because there's a big fan base, even though the
course.
movies were not successful.
Yeah.
Like Hellraiser's not. I wouldn't call it like a successful franchise for sure, but people love it.
Mm-hmm.
Like it has like a cult following, so
Yeah.
people love fucking Pinhead.
matter
They
what.
love the Cenobites. They love that whole series.
But what I'm saying is, like, it didn't seem like it was bothering her, like, as far as, like, her acting.
Oh yeah,
Like,
for
it
sure.
didn't- Anything phased her, and it was just she was coming into the role as like her, not herself, but it was just, I don't know. It felt good, like watching her performance right there. I think
How many movies are there?
11.
11 movies in
Like
one
12?
series, right?
I think there was 11 movies total, including this one.
Yeah.
Including this one.
Oh,
Yeah.
including all that.
And then there's like some amount of books too.
I think there's 3 novellas, and if not, I'll put how many are right here.
Yeah.
And
then
then, you were
there's a
talking
co-
about comic
There's a
books,
comic
too.
series. The comic series is fucking
So
ridiculous.
there's a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot of lore. There's a lot of crazy shit. Pinhead becomes a god. It's insane.
Spoiler alert for the comics, I guess.
yeah.
Fuck.
Well,
That's good.
there was some controversy and some theories that actually the female Pinhead is actually Kirsty Cotton. So Kirsty Cotton's from the first movie. She's the girl that gets away. She's like Frank's, or not Frank's. She's the that couple's like daughter, and she's the one that gets away at the very end of the very first Hellraiser, and is also in Hellraiser 2.
Oh, okay.
Because
okay,
Kirsty
yeah.
Cotton in the comic book does become Pinhead. So Elliot Spencer relieves himself of the Cenobite role,
Right.
and then Kirsty Cotton becomes Pinhead.
Oh,
So that's
wow.
just a theory, but I mean, it would be cool
That's
because,
deep cuts, I
it-
guess.
no, it's deep cuts.
Yeah.
but I mean, technically, since there's so many lament configurations,
Right.
those two universes could be together. But the thing is, like, Doug Bradley is so old, they'll never bring him back into the franchise.
Yeah.
He's just too old to fill the
Okay.
role. So it was just a interesting theory. I was like, oh yeah, that could be a thing. But I think they just kind of want to revamp the series and just kind of take it out.
Normally about now, I would bring up the budget and everything for this freaking movie, but I couldn't find a fucking thing because it was released out on Hulu. So I have no idea how much went into the making all this.
Well, you couldn't even find a budget.
I couldn't find nothing
Man,
at all.
thank you for doing your job.
whatsoever.
I appreciate
think
it.
No, I
just Hulu.
literally looked everywhere to find something or another.
'Cause
For,
This happened
This
last time with
movie.
Prey.
Yeah, it happened last time. Pray.
yeah.
Well, it could just be Hulu's just not releasing.
Yeah, fuck you,
information on it.
Hulu.
So
but also,
I-
thank you for the content you're putting out.
I would, yeah, I would love to give you guys what this
That's fine.
did
That's,
and
that's
everything,
okay.
but there was nothing anywhere.
That's fine. If I find anything, I'll put it here.
Yeah,
but most
if you-
likely nothing.
Yeah, if he finds anything, he'll put it down there to see how much it was going on. But I can imagine it was at least a decent amount, you know.
So I think we could just jump right to the rating. So what would you guys rate this movie?
Me, I would give it a 3.5.
3.5.
3.5.
David,
Solid 3.
I would say 3.
Yeah.
It's me. Don't get me wrong. I enjoyed it. It doesn't like I said before. It doesn't make it a good movie. And there were some things that really did pull me out of it, and it did drag on for like the first 45, 50 minutes.
Yeah, it felt
And
like
I felt
it,
like
yeah.
I felt like they could have done just a little bit more with the storyline instead of them chasing, trying to find out
Like
about
a
the
detective
box.
fucking, yeah.
A little less detective work, would have been cool. I feel like that happens a lot for horror movies. They kind of go into detective mode.
But
you
I
know?
guess this was kind of like like you said, it was like a sort of revamp of the
Yeah.
whole franchise. So a
Yeah.
lot of people, obviously like us, don't really know that much of it.
Yeah.
So kind of
Don't get me wrong; it's a cool introduction if you've
Mhm.
never seen the series before. It's a cool introduction.
right. It did make me want to get more into the lore of the Cenobites. So I'm definitely
I'm gonna read all.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
there's-
definitely buy the comics,
comics and the books. Yeah, I'm
Comics.
definitely gonna try and find it.
Exactly.
bro. They have one Cenobite in there called the Sculptress, and she's
hot?
the best. She's hot as fuck.
Yeah?
She got blades for fingers,
Ooh.
and her
Like,
she's the best at modeling flesh, and it's fucking the things that she does is insane.
Hmm.
So it's like, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, the movie was fine. 3 heads. Who are we putting? Doug Bradley.
Doug Bradley. Let's go. Yeah,
Let's go
why
Doug
not?
Bra-
Do
Doug
put Doug Bradley.
Old Doug, young Doug.
I mean, it doesn't matter. It's makeup anyway.
Yeah.
So
Well, there's
Yeah.
plenty.
So
There's
just
plenty
put
of
Pinhead.
there's plenty of him, like at cons and whatnot.
Yeah.
Pictures of him at cons.
Yeah, we'll put Doug.
We'll put young
Bradley.
Doug.
Young Doug.
Young Doug.
Young Doug.
Is there anything else you want to add, or are you good?
I have nothing else to add, man. I literally.
We know you
tried to
don't.
fuck
That's
and
it.
look
Cut 'em.
Everything.
Edit this out. Yeah. We don't. Okay, good.
David Raby, everybody. David Raby, everybody. This
I
fucking
might
guy.
leave that because it's so fucking funny.
God damn you. Anyway.
All right. So if you guys enjoyed our content, please like, comment, subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. It's free. It's very little for you, a lot for us. You can email us at nyec.gse@gmail.com. We have Facebook and Instagram. Facebook is Not Your Everyday Critics, and Instagram at You're Not Your Everyday Critics. Pretty simple. And I believe by the time this comes out, I should have it on multiple platforms. So we should be on Spotify, Podbean, and I think I'm going to drop it on Anchor.
Oh, that's cool.
So, keep an eye out for that. And I'll put that in the description, and then it'll be like on the social media.
Groovy. Sounds good.
Sweet.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Put your drink down.
final cheers.
I have no more.
Cheers.
Yeah, final cheers.
I know. The thing is, it's until next time. Happy movie going.
Hey.
Hey, David did it.
Happy movie going.
Yeah, moving on.